all the soccer moms and people in retirement homes over 65 rejoice because apparently Hillary Clinton has a podcast. Now, who the hell besides the groups aforementioned would listen to a Hillary podcast? I don't know. But this clip came across because several people who do what I do, liberal media, were reporting on this, and they said that Hillary Clinton had Nancy Pelosi on her podcast, and she has a very interesting and very unpredictable theory on who started the Capitol riots. Let's take a look.
We learned a lot about our system of government over the last 4 years with a president who disdains democracy and, as you have said numerous times, has other agendas. What they all are, I don't think we yet know. I hope historically we will find out who he's beholden to, who pulls his strings. I would love to see his phone records to see whether he was talking to Putin the day that the insurgents invaded our capital.
Oh man, terrible, terrible things are happening in the world. Trump is causing people to riot and loot, and it must be Putin. Yeah, it's got to be Putin. You know what? I wonder if he talked to Vladimir Putin. Putin is obviously trying to destroy America. Just as you say, we need to have a war with Russia. War with Russia. These people are either manipulative as fuck or just fucking idiots. Like, have you ever thought to think, number one, maybe this is not Putin. Maybe everything is not Russian. Maybe some Americans are just fucking idiots. Have you ever thought about that? But no, of course you wouldn't, because Hillary Clinton is a fucking idiot. Now, this whole thing with the Democrats of blaming Putin, Russiagate, Russia, is ridiculous. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's all baseless. It's made up, and all right. So, for those of you who live under a rock, which I'm guessing you don't if you don't listen to this video, but there was a conspiracy theory that Donald Trump was a Manchurian candidate of Vladimir Putin, that Putin helped him win the election, and that he's been linked up with Putin since 1987, and there was a conspiracy, and it's all a load of bullshit. And Democrats love pushing this narrative, and as idiotic as I think Hillary Clinton is, she knows this is not true, okay? She knows this is not true. This is propaganda. There's no way she actually believes this. Hillary Clinton built her career off of being a liar and a deceptor and being a chameleon and just getting in to fit in wherever she could to continue to garner power and influence, and ultimately monetary wealth and an audience. And she's continuing to do so on her podcast, and she's saying that, Trump might be influenced by Vladimir Putin. No, Trump was not influenced by Vladimir Putin. Trump is an uncalculated narcissist who made an idiotic move by telling people to go to the Capitol. Then once he realized what happened, he's like, oh shit, I may get impeached. Let me stop doing this. Oh, let me pretend like I didn't love it, even though I kind of loved it, but it was kind of low class. But, these people are beautiful and wonderful. And do you really think that Trump has the capability? Trump couldn't even run a casino. Donald Trump couldn't even run a successful casino. He has never had a successful, profitable business. The only profitable business he's had is his books. Look it up. He's in mountains of debt. He does not. He owes almost $400 million out in debt. Do you honestly think that Donald J. Trump is smart enough and calculated enough to coordinate with Vladimir Putin for nearly 40 years? Well, actually, it would be 30 years. For nearly 30 years to take over America? No, Trump is not that smart. He's not that calculated. He's impulsive. He's an idiot. And he does whatever he thinks will help him at the time. Like, literally, he's like, we need to take back from the corporations and we need to give the power back to the little man. And then they're like, hey, the corporations actually are better. Okay, we'll go with that. That's his entire presidency. So, like, the idea that Donald Trump is in cahoots with Putin to get anything done is ridiculous. It's really stupid. Now, obviously, though, they're going to keep doing this. Why? because they're trying to pander to that suburban base of older people who are like, Putin. Well, I don't like communism, and I don't like socialism, so Russia is kind of communist, right? So Trump must be bad because he's with Putin. This is not going to get you any new voters. This is not going to get you any new support. People are rolling their eyes and laughing at this. This does not work, okay? This is a bunch of bullshit. Now, although it's a different situation, Bernie Sanders, right? What did they do with Bernie Sanders? Oh, he's a socialist. That only made him more popular. Joe Biden, the Democrats, radical socialist, radical socialist, socialist, radical socialist, radical socialist, against capitalism, radical socialist. Joe Biden won the election by more votes than anyone else did. Now, that's not all due to that. I believe it's only in part due to that. But the idea that you can just slap a socialist or a communist or a Russia or North Korea or China on something and then make everybody say, oh, wow, this is bad, is nonsense. People are not, this is not going to work. Just like people like Bernie and later Biden more, when people use the socialist label, if you keep saying, oh, Trump, Russia, his base is going to be like, you know what? We like him more now. Because you don't like him. It's like reverse psychology. If Democrats tomorrow said, oh, we love Donald Trump, people would probably hate him. So it's like, yes, Trump is bad. Yes, he incited the insurrection at the Capitol. Yes, but do we have to throw Russia in there? Like, what does Russia have to do with anything? Absolutely nothing. Nothing. So stop it, Hillary. Stop it. And Nancy Pelosi going, yeah, in the background. Stop it. You know that this is bullshit. You just keep pushing it because you want to rile up your base and you want people to be afraid so that they'll vote blue every time. That's all it is. Nothing more, nothing less. And if you would actually put for substantive policy, and if you would actually put the will of the American people over your petty infighting and over your stupid narratives, meanwhile not doing anything or very little of substance to actually help people, maybe you wouldn't have to resort to tactics like this. Blaming everything on Russia and saying that everything is Putin. Maybe you wouldn't have to do this shit if you would actually, push forth good policy. But of course, Democrats are not going to do that. So, yep. Honestly, I spent too much time on this, giving Hillary publicity for her podcast. I don't know, man. If you're a soccer mom or you're like 65 or something, yeah, I guess. But, now, everybody wants to be a podcaster, a YouTuber, or whatever. No substance. Absolutely no substance.